Evening. We got a film called The Chain of Ponds Odyssey, and it's where I go in a little boat. I come down from Mildura and end up at the Murray mouth. It been a good trip, Jim?
Wonderful trip, yeah. We went right from the top of the River Murray. This is the upper River Murray flag, and this is the lower River Murray flag.
We've covered both bases, haven't we, Jim?
That's right.
Yeah. We got a little thing. We found old Alma there on the border of New South Wales and South Australia, and we had a couple of little friends go with us. And I'd like to thank you, Ian and Jim, for your support on this trip.
My pleasure.
And oh yeah, we've had a bit of trouble finding us at Lock 7.
Oh, but we found you.
Yeah, through slippery mud slideways.
Ian and Jim, after they did that, wanted to find a car wash. I didn't think they'd find a car wash to accept us, but they did.
Yes.
Anyway, we've been prattling on too much. It's been a good trip, and we'll start the video now, and you can see what you reckon.
Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you don't see it all in one night. You've got to put it into 3 or 4 nights.
Jack, don't fall asleep, mate. You'll be right. Try it in sections, all right?
Don't you fall asleep either, Jenny.
Is Jenny going to watch this?
Well, I hope she does.
Yeah.
Hope she doesn't watch it all through in one hit.
And
she mightn't let me go again if she does.
I hope you enjoyed the internet. That's all. I've just finished the last episode.
Yeah, it's on the Jim's computer here. Oh, Jim. You want to give him a blast on the ship's hooter?
Good night, everybody. Thank you for the Odyssey.
That's a paddle steamer whistle. Good morning. Dawn and Maurice Walter.
Hi!
Thank you. At least he pronounced the Walter part correctly.
Yeah, I tried, Maurice.
Yeah. Today, Trevor and his brother Jim and friend Macca are going to tackle the Murray River. Now, 12 months ago, Trevor came and visited us. He was very concerned about what he's undertaking because previously it's all been land-based. So he thought he'd come and see Guru, Maurice and Cynthia Dawn to get their long experience of their Murray River travels. Not only to get our advice on what to do, but also seek our blessing for the trip. So we're proud today to not only give him advice on how to proceed on the Murray, which we have done on many occasions, but to bless this journey with his friend and brother, and hope they have a very good trip. But also, Cynthia Dawn has penned a few words which we'd like to add to this.
I wrote you a poem, Trevor.
Oh dear, oh dear. Good morning, Jack. How you crackling on, mate? You doing all right? Old Macca reckons this is shit on. He wonders what we're doing.
Right, I've entitled this Murray Magic.
Look at the camera.
The intrepid explorer's going on a trip. Not in the Nissan, but in his ship. Lollipop is of generous in length, short of draught, with a new outboard aft. The mighty Murray set in his sights with brother Jim and Ian a friend, she'll be right. A cuppa by a reedy bank, a bit more petrol in the tank. Paddle wheelers and craft galore, they will see before going ashore. Around a campfire burning bright, under the Southern Cross, beautiful night. Awake to a morning still and calm, with mists arising, what charm. A quick breakfast and all aboard again, what sights to see around the next bend. Cocky screeching, red cliffs in sight, ancient red gums, what a delight. We wish you all a bonza trip, try to keep out of winter's grip. Till we see you all again, have a good one, Trevor and friends.
Oh.
Yeah, you want to keep that?
I certainly will.
Crown mint.
I'm not a bloody crown mint, Macca. A bloody crown mint. You see this? Bloody crown mint. Macca's always coming up with these. I'll leave that for later, Macca.
And we've got a little presentation for Trevor. This is a little Energel roller boy. It's a little clock. It's got magnetised feet, and so you can stick it on, if anything you've got there that's metal, and you fold his little arms around the pen, and it's got a clock, and Maurice set it at 9:15, so you won't sleep in.
Oh.
It beeps on the hour, and it's set at alarm at 9:15, and there's a book to go with it to write down all your exploits.
Thank you very much. This is turning into a long one, isn't it, Jack? I haven't even got into my crap yet. We're going to... I'll just put that up there.
Okay.
And we got a book here. Macca says this is shit up, but we've got a book here for Lollipop. And I've got a poem in the front of this book.
Another poem.
I was going to read it out. But I don't know whether we should. Should we, Jack?
Yeah, read it out.
Yeah, Jack reckons we should ring it out.
Read it out for Cookie.
Look, you can go to sleep in a minute, Jack, all right?
Sit down.
It's called Chain of Ponds. And Dawn and Maurice Walters, creek runners of late, join us here today to see us celebrate the starting of this video. Jim and Ian as well, wrong way around. And I hope this is a good one, but from here it's hard to tell. Preparation's a long time coming, much energy spent for a quiet float down the Murray P7 scent. I like to get away to sharpen up my soul, to have a little adventure and swap my daily role. You cannot carry all the gear you need, no way, I have no doubt. Going down the Murray, Mildura to the mouth, a boat will be too heavy. It won't get up and plane, but only travel slowly, I'll try to explain. But what about the car? What are you going to do? Are you going to leave it and come back when you are through? What if you get sick or bitten by a snake? You could hit a snag and sink. Can you swim, for goodness sake? All will be written, a blank page will be wrote. I'm not sure how I'll go, but I'm going to launch the bloody boat. It may not be written how it was planned, but a boat will get the Goolwa in the mouth I'll stand. So we head off to Mildura, Lollipop in tow. Jim and Mac to care for Dowdy and follow where I go. Fires on the riverbank, dinner when day is done. Drivelling to bed each night, no wonder I hit the rum. Caravan camps in the towns, no fires here, I'm sorry. Riverboat cruise at Renmark, restock in a flurry. I'll be cold, bored and wet, busy, tired and alive. And I thank you both for the chance, the beginning has arrived. The Murray doesn't flow much, the locks control the take. It forms a series of dams, Mildura to the lake. It falls 35 metres, it's all downhill to a quay. So we cast off now, I hope you enjoy the Chain of Ponds Odyssey. Hey. It's still a bit overcast. The boat's going quite well behind us. And Jim's still following okay, and Mac is getting stuck into those bloody crown mints. I don't know, they don't seem to be the genuine crown mints though. He got the ones without the crown on them, so we'll have to give him some, we'll have to present him with the real crown mints later on, won't we? Good drive so far, everything's going alright. Macca says we're not losing much out the boat, but he says we're going along, and he said he's seen the props turning. So if we need a bit of a boost to get it back over a hill, we'll just throttle on the motor, and we'll get over the hills. Having a stretch, Macca.
Yeah. Bit of rigor
Well,
mortis.
here we are, we've found the river. We're going to come down this river.
Have a look at this. We're going to take the bloody boat up through there. This is the bend. The old Murray comes out there for Renmark, comes down here, and then goes down there. We're going to go down there in the boat, Macca. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Oh, Lollipop.
Oh, Lollipop, eh?
Just missed the ferry, she's just been across that way.
Oh, yeah. So the next time you see us down here, we'll be in the boat down on the water, eh? Look, Macca. Full of crown mints, mate. Full of crown mints. You won't have any trouble at all with that.
Good.
And if I could get you to open up,
Good
because
God,
what you
Nancy.
see is not really what's there.
Oh, okay then. Okay. What do we got? Crown mitts.
We got crown mints.
Crown mitts.
Dig down, Macca.
Oh, a lot of paper there.
What are they?
Hello, what do we got here? More crown mitts.
What sort of crown
What
mints
sort of
I don't
crown
know.
mints are they? Are they specials? They're Menzies crown mints.
Auntie's crown mints. Well, I'll be blown.
And what does it say?
Is that
you
right?
know you want one.
That's Menzies himself.
And what do we got on the side here? Look for the crown.
Yeah.
As enjoyed at the Menzies Disco on your cobber.
That's it, mate.
That's it,
On your
mate.
cobber.
So you hold up the.
Bloody hell.
There we go. Have a look at this.
There.
That's the Menzies crown mints. What do
Half of you probably don't know where Menzies is.
Well, you got to look it up on the map, don't you? There we go. What does it say on the top there?
Well, we got more.
Yeah.
More to read.
Yeah. Macca recommends Menzies crown mints.
I'll be buggered. They even got a use by
Yeah,
date
used
on
by
them.
date. They've expired, mate. You're going to have to eat them.
Master sick.
Just waiting for the ferry at Waikerie. A few houseboats along here. I suppose we'll get a better look at the river when we're on the boat, eh? How we doing so far, Macca?
Yeah, we're going all right, mate. As long as we keep going east.
We've got to go east, you reckon?
Yeah, she's all here on the map. Just gone through Waikerie. We're on our way to Barmera now.
Well, I hope Barmera's on the way to Renmark. I'm only assuming that.
Yes, it is.
We're being passed by a few cars, which is normal procedure for the old Dowdy, isn't it?
We're in a passing lane.
I suppose we're in a passing lane. I suppose it's only natural that we be passed. That's Donald. What's this? What's this, Jim?
This is my home for the next fortnight.
Doesn't look too bad.
Got all the mud guns.
Have a look here. Kettle's on.
Yeah. That
You got-
good kettle.
Look, Sue, he's eating frits and sauce sandwiches.
Not Medwest. Ian's eating the Medwest.
And we got the River Murray there. This is at Renmark. We're going to come down there and lollipop, which looks a little small and forlorn at the moment up there. Doesn't look very big, but it's going to be my home for a few weeks. So we're going to go around down through there. Got him awake there, Ian.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's just videoing this big semi coming along here. See what's on the side there?
Ian says there's where his crown mints come from. Menzies crown mints.
See that
Big
one?
truckload of them going to Mildura.
We might do it. Just shift the boat out in front of you.
Well, you bring her up here if you like.
What are you putting the annex on, Jim?
Well, you-
Yeah, it's going to rain tonight.
Spread of it, eh?
Put it in there.
What?
The pole.
Oh, I see. I'm with you.
This is a complicated annex, this one.
Trying to work out what the hell you're doing. What's tonight? Saturday night, should be home, I suppose.
How's it been going so far, Macca?
Yeah, good, mate. Yep. Just ringing the border control to keep in the good books. Hello, Jenny. How are you, darling? That's the idea. We're up at Mildura.
We're up in the morning, we're in Mildura, and we're going to go for a ride on the old steam paddle steamer,
the paddle steamer Melbourne. What do you reckon, Jim?
I reckon she's a beautiful old boat. The big old Melbourne, I reckon we'll see what this is all about. We'll go, that's up the river, this way's down the river. See what you're going to see in the next few days.
Tied up on the Victorian bank also is the old showboat Evoker. The Evoker was built in 1877 at Pallant on the edge of Lake Alexandrina. Now 1877 makes it the second oldest original paddle boat still working on the river system today. So we're going to go to the left-hand side, and the left-hand side is a man-made channel dug out between 1925, completed in 1927, and that man-made channel will take us into the lock chamber. So this area of the river is quite unique. It's the only time on the whole of the river system in Australia where a vessel like ourselves, a houseboat, anything, travelling up and down the river, leaves the River Murray proper to use the lock chamber. All the other locks and weirs along the river, the lock is always on one side or the other, and the weir is always an adjacent structure. Now also you know that the River Murray belongs to New South Wales. The border between New South Wales and Victoria, in simple terms, is on the left-hand side at the waterline. So in a moment, when we turn off and go down the man-made channel, we'll actually be leaving New South Wales. We'll be crossing over the border into Victoria, and until such time as we come out the other side of the lock chamber. Now this part of the River Murray between New South Wales and Victoria, this is the only place in the world where the natural centre line of a river is at the natural border between two states or two countries.
We're just going through the lock number 11 now, the Mildura lock. It's the only lock that's really actually not on the River Murray. There's a little diversion channel around here that they've got the lock on.
So like it or not, in a minute you're all going to get that sinking feeling. We all go from this level to the lower level. Now that little exchange of water is equal to approximately 1 million gallons. So 1 million gallons of water is released to the river down below every time the lock changes from the upper to the lower level. Of course, once we're down at the lower level, the water pressure on the gates in front of us will be equal either side, so those hydraulic rams then will easily swing the gates open. Once the gates are open, we'll continue our cruise.
The smell from the engine down here is absolutely fantastic. The smell of wet coal and steam. Bloody beautiful.
Butter and jam. Margarine and jam.
There you go, Collar. Get into some of these.
Yesterday there were 3 houseboats here. I didn't even look down the river today. Today there's only 2. Only a by and by, look up the river. Now we can't go any closer than we are now, so we're going to spin around and continue our cruise on back downstream.
That's the weir at Mildura. So that's your actual flow of the water going down through.
He's heading towards the riverbank. I don't know how he goes on. He's going to go on his little boat, Lollipop, but he'll get there. He'll be turning the corners.
On you, mate.
Yeah, he seems to be handling this one all right.
For a trial run on Lollipop. We can't get her up on the plane because Jim's been eating too many Delta cream biscuits, Sue. Yeah, Lollipop floats. She's a bit congested. Macca says it's not too good for confined spaces when he's been eating garlic metworts.
You want to give a speech, Macca?
Yeah, I'm just getting crammed and I'm starting to feel a bit seasick. Must be privately owned, these houses, mate. Must be privately owned.
Few houseboats along here. Very well patronised area. I thought I might show you me steering Lollipop, but then again, over the next few days, I think this is about all the only view you're going to see. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go.
Yes, we're finally on the River Murray. I don't know whether you're going to hear me or not, but this is bliss. Really good. I think we'll have a ball.
This will do me for a couple of weeks. I don't know about living on the bloody boat, though. I'll sleep in the campsite with Jim. Well, there's the SS Melbourne. That's the one we went on a cruise on this morning. Nice old steamer. Bit unsteady on the video for old fella here, but he'll pick out the good bits. Yes, he is! How are you?
Some nice places here. How'd you like to live there, eh?
I'll give you 156,000 for it, Jim.
You give. Trev says he'll give me 156. No, we want a bit more than that.
Macca says 160. I say 165. We're under 2 metres of water.
We got a bit of tea here tonight. We got carb options, and we got a bit of what's that say, Macca? Spam light. And mix that together like this. And we got a bit of Vegemite in there too, and a dash of the old sun, moon and stars. We've been going good today. We've tried out the boat, and we've decided. Macca says it floats, so we've decided
That
it
was
floats.
the main thing.
Yeah. So, Jim, what did you have for tea tonight, Jim?
We had a bit of steak, a lamb chop and a sausage with some greens, which were the peas and carrots, and some corn.
Oh, that's
And it
very
was
good.
Beautiful.
Onions.
And Ian cooked some spuds.
Spuds and onions to go with it. They were lovely.
Oh, that was
Yeah, we
good.
just topped her off with a cup of tea.
Oh, you're very civilised, aren't you?
Bloody oath.
You're doing well, Cobber.
Yeah, you just say how far back you want me to go, Digger.
All right, mate. That'll do you, mate. Handbrake works good.
Right in the middle, that's where you wanted it, isn't it? Old army driver, you see.
Trev's just got a little trick here. I haven't seen this one before, but it's not too bad. For all you boat owners, winds it down so far.
Champagne, Trevor.
Then he unhooks the strap, and then he just...
I think I forgot me bloody rum, Jim.
Oh, I just wonder what they find at Wentworth. They sell rum at Wentworth?
Then he just lets it slide down gently with a rope. You right, Sue, see that?
Did you say slide down gently, Macca?
Well, he did the other day. I don't know whether his hands are a bit cold today, but it got away from him a little bit.
This way, Jim.
Ooh, she starts anyhow. That's a plus.
We'll see you, pal. We'll see you in Goolwa.
See ya, mate.
The wrong way. Oh, that way.
Oh yeah, gotta go that way.
We'll go that way.
Yeah.
He's off. Oh, he's going to do a circle to make sure she goes all right.
There you are.
Well, good morning, good morning. We're on the Murray and Lollipop. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally on my way. We got here, we got 3.8 metres of water. We're just driving north from where the boat ramp was around about here. We're just driving up north. And we just passed one of the stations, pumping stations. There's a pelican coming into Bellyland there, Jack. And we got all the flags up, and we just bidded a fond farewell to Jim. There's one of those mile marker trees over there. I'll just zoom in. See there? 870 k's to the Murray mouth. So there we go. We got 870 k's to do in Lollipop. We got 75 litres on board for fuel for our first link to Wentworth this morning. And I'm surprised we got an average depth of 4 metres here. And well, the boat's floating and it's trimmed, and I'm charging the batteries, and everything's sort of running all right, and so we'll see how we go. Got the little Murray River flag up there. I'll show you that later on. That's the Murray River, that's the upper Murray River Murray flag. When we get to the lower Murray, we'll buy a lower River Murray flag, so we'll see how we go. Beautiful morning this morning, nice and cool, nice and cool. When I said I was going to go on this trip, Jack said to me, TP, he said, too much scenery is never enough. So there you are, Jack. I'll just, there's a nice little house up there for you, Jack. It's a different world up here, mate. And there's desert just out there, and there's desert just out there on the other side too. And I think our motor's going all right. We've got our Australian flag flying back there. And we've got all this stuff here which is sitting on the bottom of the boat, so I can't walk around. So we'll see how we go, we'll see how we go. We'll see you a little bit further on down the river. That's if we don't sink, eh? We're just coming up to a spot called Halfway Rocks. And I'll just show you this on the map here. See, we're going along here. And we've got a red navigation marker. Halfway Rocks, 1/3 of the way across, 1.3 metres under the water, and this is what she looks like. Little red navigation buoy. We got a
we got to keep our green against the red so that we pass it on the right side and we miss the rocks. But oh, there's little birdies flying around. I'm often being shepherded along by swallows, and they actually come up and fly right next to the plastic. They're probably getting a bit of still air there. So there's a little bit of breeze blowing today, or it seems a little bit of breeze, but the trees aren't moving. But it's very cold here today. Very cold morning, very overcast. Looks a bit like rain. And we're going along here with Jim this morning. Mac is driving the car, and he said he's going to do a couple of donuts in Renmark for us, and we're going along quite well. And I got my map out, looking at the map. Beautiful and peaceful. Beautiful and peaceful. I don't know. I don't think I'll get too bored. There's always something different in the trees over there. Geez, there's a lot of timber out there, Jim. Obviously, Jim hadn't found this New South Wales. That's New South Wales over there, the New South Wales side. So there's a lot of unburnt timber and stumps and logs and everything out there. And while we're filming here, the sun's just going to come out and warm up my little fingers. And is it going to be a lot better when the sun comes out? Well, we started off, it's been a bit rainy, a bit inclement. And started off cold this morning, fairly cold. And motor's behaving itself. And don't worry about all this stuff on the floor here. I'll get that sorted out in a couple of days, alright? There's nice little places along here. This is, what's it we called? We're called Tucker's Creek. Passing a nice houseboat. What's it called? Padua. Oh, must be a Shakespeare fan. Lays away. Oh, we got an Islander. Islander lays away. They're not bad, are they? Well, that one's got a rear paddle wheel on that one. He's doing a bit of maintenance on that one. He's doing a bit of vacuuming. They might hire them out from there. We're coming up to Abbotsford Bridge, and we're a mighty bit way through Kawana Bend here. Now when Sturt was coming up in 1830, he befriended a couple of Aboriginals down the track here, near Halfway Rock, and he was coming along here, and his friends were running along the bank here, it says in his journal, and suddenly he was going up here and he lost them, and they sort of disappeared into the bush there, and he thought, oh well, that's the last we see of them. But he come around here, and 4 hours later, after they rode their little whaleboat all the way around here, he saw his Aboriginal friend sitting on the bank here, and he went over and had a bit of a tate with him, and he walked up the bank here, and he said he couldn't believe his eyes, but it was only 200 metres here through the neck in the bend. So they rode for 4 hours to go 200 metres. We're coming around Kawana Bend now. We're at Tucker's Creek. That's where the houseboats were there. There it is. Lays away houseboats. I didn't see that before, but we see it now. And we're now coming around here. See that? We're coming around here. And Jim's waiting on Abbotsford Bridge, which comes around here, and it's just up there. So I told him we'd be about an hour before we got to Abbotsford Bridge. I think we'll get there before then. And we'll have a chance to have a bit of a poke round, eh? But it's beautiful just going along here, Jack. Oh, Jack, eh? Too much scenery is never enough for Jack. See, there's the swallows. There's They've been shepherding me all the way along here, and the sun's come out a little bit, so I've decided to set up my little solar heater there for my water. Try and warm up a little bit of water. Have a shower tonight, have I don't know whether it'll be too warm, but it's bloody cold out there today. See me dams, this is about going blue. There's the little swallows again shepherding us along. Getting a few willows on the bank now. I told Jim, I said, hey Jim, if we camp, I want a little spot just hidden away amongst the willows there, you know, with a bit of bank coming down. I put the old gangplank out and they all snuggle down in there. A few pelicans up here. There's those swallows again. They've been all the way along here, these swallows. Yeah, too much scenery is never enough. I'll tell you what, wouldn't mind a bit of sunshine. Going along here, I've got the depth alarm in the boat set at 2 metres. It goes off every now and again, and you have to look on the chart where you see where you're supposed to be going, but I don't know, bloody beautiful along here. I'm starting to wind down about now. You probably noticed that. But we got a few days of winding down today. I'll get this boat sorted out one day, and we'll get her all tidied up, eh? Just coming up to Abbotsford Bridge, just outside of Wentworth, the main highway bridge, and Jim and Ian are up there waiting for us. I'll just zoom in on them. There they are. There's Jim and Macca. You want to give us a talk for the camera? You want to give us a talk for the camera, Jim? Yeah! You're going to have to talk up a bit, Jim. There he is.
You want to open the bridge for you, do you?
Yeah, lift up the top for us, Macca. G'day, mate. How are those crown mitts running? Do you think I'll clear it? It's a nice looking bridge too. And we gotta look where we're going. You didn't open that bridge for me. We're stopped here for dinner, and I'm using a little gangplank. See that there? Got the gangplank up, got the flags going, and we're in Victoria. I poo-pooed the first sight. Jim wanted to stop in New South Wales, but we're going to have a bit of dinner here, aren't we, Macca?
Yep, we just getting things organised.
Oh, Jim's not. Back. Jim hadn't got quite the correct angle.
No, angle was angle. There we'll be right.
And the Dowdy's still running.
What do you think of the red tip?
Have a look at this. That's almost obscene, putting a different boat behind Dowdy.
That's right.
Bloody Rin Tin Tin. Oh, you just about missed the last roller there, Jim.
That hurt?
Yeah, you'll have to pull him off. Charles Sturt came up here in 1830 on his voyage of discovery up the Murray, and he had a bit of trouble here. Put it mildly, he had a bit of trouble here. He estimates there were 600 Aboriginals lined up on the banks here, on that bank there, and on the sand spit here, in between the two rivers. This is Wentworth. This is where the junction of the Darling meets the Murray. And there's a sand spit there between the two rivers. And there was all Aboriginals lined up on that. And they're all dressed up in their war paint. And they were putting on a damn good show. They were going to... he thought he wasn't going to get out of this with his skin intact. But he befriended a few Aboriginals back in Halfway Rocks place, around about Halfway Rocks. And they come tearing up here just in time to have a bit of a tate-a-tate with some of the Aboriginals here, some of the chiefs, and the whole mood of the group changed, and they got through here quite well, quite unscathed. They went down there, got around the sand spit, and started rowing their way up the Darling. They got up a fair way, and they got up to a stage where there was a net, a fish net, Aboriginal fish net across the Darling, and they didn't want to upset the locals any more than necessary, so they turned around and came back. And when he came back, he thought, well, this is a good time to have a bit of a think about things. And I've got his journal here, 2 expeditions into the southern Australian interior. Won't worry about the first expedition too much, because that was up in the Darling. But if we find the right page here, oh dear. Now the English wasn't too good in there, but so we'll try and read it out for you. Arrived once more when he came back at the junction of the two rivers. Unmolested in our occupations, we had leisure to examine more closely. Not having yet given a name to our first discovery, that's this one, the Murray. When we entered its capacious channel on this occasion, I laid it down as the Murray River, in compliance with the distinguished officer Sir George Murray, who then presided over the Colonial Department. Not only in compliance with the known wishes of His Excellency General Darling, but also in accordance with my own feelings as a soldier. The new river, which was that one that joined up there, whether the Darling or an additional discovery, meets its more southern rival in a north by east course, that's that way, and the latter running west by west, this is the Murray, at the confluence, or the joining. The angle formed by the two rivers is therefore so small that each river may be considered to have preserved their proper course, and neither can be said to be a tributary of the other. At their junction, the Murray spreads its waters over a broad sandy shore. That's these shores here. Sandy shore, upon which our boat had grounded, while its more impetuous neighbour, the Darling, flows through a deep but narrow channel. It has worked itself under the right bank. The strength of the currents must have been nearly equal, since there is a distinct line between their waters. For a considerable distance below, they each run as separate channels, separate rivers, one half the channel containing the turbid waters of the northern stream, the dirty waters out of the Darling, and the other still preserving its original transparency. Well, it goes to show that the Murray was running almost clear at that stage. Anyway, very historic point here, Wentworth, the joining of the Darling and the Murray, and it's also where Charles Sturt actually named the River Murray. And we're heading up now into the River Darling. Feeding the ducks, mate. They're very pretty ducks. When you're in the Darling River, Alright, this is a recommendation from the Intrepid Explorer. When you're in the Darling River, you got to feed the ducks, alright? Because they got the same letter at the start, the letter D. So ducks on the Darling, you little beauty. And they like your rolls, Macca.
Yeah, we're not paying for them, so they're all right.
Yeah, Jim just got us some ice to put in the esky because we're not carrying a refrigeration in the boat, we just got the esky. Here we got the Wentworth Bridge. That's the bridge that crosses the River Darling. Yeah, Wentworth. Not rocket science, is it, when it's called the Wentworth Bridge? Let's check our clearance. I think we got clearance. Quite a nice bridge in the afternoon sun. Not bad, is it, eh? That's the little lookout up at Wentworth. When I was coming up the Murray, that's the first thing I saw at Wentworth, was that little lookout up there. Darling seems to be a very pretty river. Seem to have a nice lot of water. We've been running along here. We've got 5 to 6 metres of water. It doesn't go shallow and deep like the Murray does. The Murray River is really all over the place, depending on where you are, but the Darling sort of is quite a solid deep channel. And look here, see? 4.7 metres and virtually a constant depth. And you see here, there's fish in the Darling. There's fish in the Darling. Nice little cormorant over there. Little landings and everything's all green and lush. And it's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful, Jack? Old Jack Galpin, he reckons too much scenery is never enough. A few willows there. The environmentalists want to get rid of the willows. I reckon they look bloody beautiful there. They reckon they're not native and they're clogging up the Murray. Bit of a noxious weed. Beautiful little landing over here, Jack. I'll just show you. Have a look at that, mate. You could get your little tinny in there. Have a good little fun. Beautiful along here. We're in the centre of Wentworth, by the way. And there's a dog up there. See the dog? He's going woof 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 woof. Anyway, we should steer the boat. There you are. Look, we should steer the boat. The boat runs amok when we go filming, you know that. But have a look at that, Jack. That's as pretty as a bloody postcard, isn't it, mate? Very pretty. Anyway, we have to turn around now. We'll turn the boat around. We'll head back to lock number 10, and I won't film Lollipop going through lock number 10. There's the bridge again. We won't film Lollipop going through lock number 10 because it's the first lock I've been through and I'll probably stuff things up, alright, so we'll see how we go on that. Jim's got a camp picked out. Jim's got a pant kicked out. Camp picked out. Just below lock 10. There's the lock number 10 at Wentworth, and we've just alerted the lockmaster to our presence, and he's got to change that red light to a green so we can go a bit closer. And what we got here, I've got a shallow water alarm, so I'll just turn the depth sounder off, eh? Yes, and we'll better go backwards again. We're being blown towards New South Wales all the time. And we'll see whether we can go through the lock, eh? Bit of a dark cloud up there, eh? I'll start to lose you, Macca, in a minute.
You look like a bloody monkey behind the cage. Well, you look like one too. Oh, you keep quiet. You can't get over the fence, so. All right, mate, you ready to go down?
Yeah.
Quarantine in there.
That's the Coonawarra, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah,
They chased us all the way from Mildura, and by hell, Lollipop beat him. I don't know how that happened. We just got to keep hold of this rope here. We've dropped down a fair bit now in the lock, and I reckon he's just about down the bottom. We'll take old Lollipop down that way, down towards lock 9. Lock number 10 at Wentworth. And we just left the lock. There's the weir at Wentworth with the water going over it. And they're doing a bit of work on the weir at the moment. And there's a bit more water going through over there, and they've got a few cranes and they're doing a bit of work over there. So that's the lock at Wentworth. Jim said, he was on the bank video, I imagine, went through that. He said we've got to go a couple of k's, or we can't go more than a couple of k's down here, and he's got to camp on. We're going to camp on the New South Wales side, so we've got to find a little spot in here somewhere. And it's raining. Good evening. Good evening. We're camped just down from Wentworth, just down from lock 10. Big stump in the water over there. We're tied up to the bank here. We've had a bit of a wash, and we're cooking tea. We've got what have we got? Pumpkin, Weight Watchers pumpkin and tortilla. We've just restocked with fuel, and we've got our little everything set up here. Let's go for a walk across the gangplank. Hope we don't slip up. Hope we don't slip up. There's old Lollipop there. We've got her tied up fairly well to the bank here. Got our flags flying. We're sitting here by the big stump, and by hell that is a big stump too. Have a look down there, Jack. I know I've got the brightness turned up, but it's fairly dark here. I turned the brightness up so you can see things. Jack likes to see things. Hey, mate, we'll just climb up this stump. It's been fairly wet today. A man through the lock said, "You're going to get your bloody ass wet." Anyway, we're going up here. We've got our tea going. You see here, we're way down there. Tucked in down there. That's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful spot. But it's so muddy. Muddy. And Jim's a happy man. Jim's what they refer to as a happy camper. Have a look at this mud here. Bloody Murray River mud. Oh dear. There's Jim's car there. How many matches did you use to light that, Macca?
Oh, not one.
Not one?
Not one.
Is that a fishing shop?
Bit of gas though.
You've got a bit of gas. Well, I got some Rennies in there if you want to chew on a couple of them.
Jim had the works today.
What I got.
Oh dear.
Little flamethrower.
You can't even see me bloody boat from here.
That's what we had trouble trying to find.
And I know it looks a little bright on the video, but I've turned the... dear, oh dear, oh dear. How's Sue's washing machine, Jim?
She said she'd nearly finished the washing, and she went in to do something in the house, and she was just sort of stripping the beds and doing all that, and heard a real clang and hung. Smoke was going everywhere, so she rushed in and switched it off.
Didn't think you had lit a fire, did she?
No. I told her it could be the belt. Could be a belt all done up.
Have a look down there. I know I've turned the brightness up on the camera. I've artificially made it bright. It's fairly dark here. There's Macca's Ted. He set it up. You notice Macca always gets the prime sides. Unfortunately, Jim's always gets second.
Have a look what he's on. He's hilly country.
There's Dowdy. He's got the boat behind. I've refueled. And we're starting to get a little bit of mist on the water, but I really honestly don't think that's mist. I think it's smoke. And Jim's all set up over here. He's got his camper set up. And you know, it's hard to believe this, but Jim sets this up for one night. Jim's the original one-night stand. Got set up. Oh, you're right there, you two. You don't want any...
Happy as Larry. We're looking after the Intrepid Explorer.
And set up here. But you'll have to agree. Look, I'll turn the camera back to manual. And so you'll see how bloody dark it is. But have a look at that. This is what it's all about, mate. This is what it's all about. You hear the... What do you got there, mate?
Got some twin sticks. Slim sticks.
Yeah.
This is what you need. They keep you slim. Have a look at me.
They're a little bit fatty.
And they're not.
Have a look at me. I've been eating them for years. Try one, Clubber.
No, it's all right.
Good morning. Had a very good sleep last night eventually. Decided to unpack a lot of the stuff that was in the boat and put it back in the dowdy. And we're going to meet up with the boys back at Loxton. I was intending to do a couple of sections on my own, but there's too much gear in the boat. And start losing. As Neil Uren said, you'll never carry the gear, he said. You'll never carry the gear. Well, you're right in a way. We could carry the gear, but it was so bloody frustrating carrying her all around the boat all the time. Anyway, we're continuing on. We're on our way to Loch 9. And very cold last night. As Neil said, you get a bit of condensation. Well, that's right. You do get a bit of condensation. And we're going along here, and there's a bit of a hairy bit coming in. What's it called? Rock Point. And we'll see if we can negotiate that, alright?
Because on our way to Goolwa, we have to go downstream. There's the tree with one of those markings on it. What's it say? 830. Tree number 830. So it's 830 kilometres to Goolwa, or the Murray Mount. Now where we got here, we got a funny looking thing coming up here. Look at this. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, we're here at the moment. We're going to come down. Look at what we've got to come to. We're going to go through that little gap there between the trees and the rocks, and oh dear, oh dear. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Bloody bird over there just dived for a fish. Jack. Got the pelican sitting on the water there. And we woke up again this morning by the kookaburras, and also Macca cursing the kookaburras. Bloody beautiful. Look at this. Pity the sun wasn't out, but we can't have everything. There's a nice little bird flying through there for you, Jack. It's bloody beautiful. Look at those trees, mate. Bloody beautiful cruising along here in the morning. Very cold. I got my jacket on this morning. And we'll continue on down and we'll see what the day brings. There's a few pelicans there swimming out of my way. We're coming up to a part on the river called the Great Darling Anna Branch. The Darling River actually splits up above Wentworth, and one bit goes one way and one bit goes another way. And there's a nice little houseboat sitting there, and he's sitting right up here. He's trying to get in the boat. They're getting out after those fish. We go right up here. And this is actually another section of the Darling River. It's a bit narrow, and it comes out in a couple of spots here, but the Darling River actually splits up and comes around. There's another fisherman sitting up there at the moment, and it's all rather good here. Lots of firewood here, Jim. Lots of firewood here. Fairly a remote spot. But it'd be good for the little houseboats up here, eh? I'd be able to sit up here and nobody would know they're up here. They'd be able to have a party. So that's where we're at. This is where the other branch of the Darling River actually hits the Murray, the Anna Branch Junction. And this is the Greater Anna Branch of the Darling. There's a couple of little tributaries coming in. We'll have a look at the map here. See, see there's the join there. And Macca says we're in shallow water, and we're actually up here. We're called the Anna Branch. And you can see there it actually splits up into a couple of sections. We're shallow because we're near the bank here. The glove in the way, we're about 1.4 metres. Bit of scum on the water up here. We decided to hot-foot it a bit this morning and made over a bit of time. Also chewed through a lot more juice, Kev. Didn't it? I'll stop that. No, I won't stop it beeping. It's handy to know the depth. But too much scenery is never enough, is it, Jack? Oh, Jack likes the scenery. Actually, Jack, you probably noticed while we've been filming, we actually turned the boat around. We're heading back from Mildura. So we'll have to turn the boat around again in a minute. So that'll give you a chance to see a bit, won't it, eh? Beautiful coming along here in the morning. There's a fish. Did you see that on the edge of the camera? A little fish jumped out of the water just in front of us. That happened all last night. I was sleeping on the water for the first time, and although being bloody cold, eventually the wind dropped out and it wasn't too bad. But with the slop, slop, slop of the water on the boat all the time, and the splashing of the fish, and the pelicans this morning having a good feed over breakfast. The pelicans, and you see the Murray River is fairly large at this point. We've got a fair width. There's the man fishing over there. All the fishermen here look rather inactive. They just sit there waiting. I think it's actually a very peaceful pastime. Just steering the boat around here. So there we are. That's what we're up against. Few snags. I'll tell you a story later on about a section back there. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you now. There's a section back there, and where was it on the mapping? It's called Snaggy Point. See it there? Anyway, I filmed a bit coming up to Snaggy Point, but I didn't film myself actually going through Snaggy Point because I was rather busy. The old lollipop got hooked up on a snag. I eventually, I looked through there. Saw a little fisherman the other side. He was watching me. He said, "You're pretty game to go through there, mate." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, we normally go around that bit." Yeah, so I hit the snag, and the motor stopped, and the boat stopped, and leave it up on one side, and backed her up. And anyway, we got through it. Nice pelican down there, isn't there? Hey, see him sitting there? That's Mr. Percival. Mr. Percival penguin. Not a bloody penguin, it's a pelican, you whacker. Penguin. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There we are, the houseboat's just going up there in the distance. He's leaving us now, so we can actually have a bit of a proper look at this bloody Darling River anti-branch coming in here. Jim has to cross that. As a matter of fact, that land over there that we camped on last night is actually an island. The Darling River goes each side of it. About 50 k's of river frontage in between, so it's a bloody big bit of island and a bloody little bit of water. So that's what we're up against. Beautiful spot here to camp, Jim. Look at that, eh? Beautiful spot. That's what probably they thought in the houseboat. Anyway, my theory is if they got a houseboat up here, and it would have to come from bloody Renmark, because there's no way it could have got around Snaggy Point. So it must be pretty clear water here to Renmark, eh? Beautiful and quiet, isn't it? Here's my little ramp, holding the boat in. still at the Anna branch of the Darling, just in the forest here. Bloody beautiful, isn't it? Bloody magnificent. There we are. Emus swimming across the River Murray. Well, there you go. Emus do swim. Creek, just above Loch 9, a fairly substantial creek here, and it's fairly wide. It just disappears out that way and eventually forms a single channel. Wide, magnificent. Just above Loch 9 now, not far to go. Just coming up to Loch 9. I think Jim's up there somewhere. Well, I hope Jim's up there somewhere. I'm getting a bit low on fuel. He's opened the door, I've given me 3 blasts on the horn and we're going in. Just down from Loch 9. We're camped for the night in a beautiful little spot here. Couple of snags out in the water here, but we weaved Lollipop in and round the back. Got our gangplank up and we're settled in for the night. And we've set up our camp over here. I've just had a shower actually, in Jim's shower. He's got a gas powered hot water. He pumps out of there, heats up with the gas, then comes out there, and I've just had a shower. So I'm all nice and clean, I've all done up. We're settled back. I said to Macca, I said, look, can you give us a few cans to tie on the end of my wire to chuck over the tree? He said, no worries, copper. How many cans do you want, mate?
Well, I've got one of Jim's there. I'll throw one away, but I've got a couple there. And
I said I was getting off a bank today, not an ANZ bank, but a river bank, and it was a bit hard. And I stuck me what's it called, Jim? What do they call them?
Dips? No, that's a pole.
A pole and I broke it anyway. And Jim said, "We can fix this, TP." So. And you're not going to believe this out there. He's going to line the numbers up, join it up, so it's all right. But look down here. We're going to drill and pop rivet. He's got the pop rivet set up. He's got his hammer. This is an industrial vice.
Out in the middle of the desert. See, it's going to work.
Ian's got his thing. I've been prompted by Ian to, we've got a campfire going over there. Have a look at Jim's passenger seat. He's almost loaded up for a trip down the Murray. And that's what we're attempting here, people, a trip down the Murray. And if you have a look at your map on the back of the DVD, can't say video anymore, DVD, you have to turn and have a look at that. You see, we're at Loch 9. Little spot in Loch 9, and the Lochmaster was very kindly let us camp here. But even more kindly, Jim said he was looking for bait and for his yabby nets. And yes, Sue, there's a few flies here, and it is as revolting as it sort of looks in the bag there. Jim's got half a carp body, and we all know, all environmental people, the carp must not go back into the water alive. And Jim's fulfilling that philosophy. This carp is very dead. And
it's in halves with a shovel.
And it's doing one good purpose, it's taking the flies off us.
I gathered beside the river here, and we got a presentation to make to the Intrepid Explorer. As you know, the Intrepid Explorer started at Mildura. And when he left Mildura, he bought himself a flag, and I happen to have one in the back of my pocket here because I bought one too. And this flag here, this is the flag, it's called the River Murray flag, all right?
I got one.
He's already got one on the
boat. Yeah.
Already one on the boat. I'll just read out what it says here. It's flown by some of the early paddle steamers and now in general use. Little is known about the Murray flag. It may have originated as far back as 1850 when the formation was announced of the River Murray League. There was a River Murray flag when the first paddle steamer went into service on the river in 1853. The Mary Ann, built by three brothers, William, Thomas and Elliot Randall, began her maiden voyage from Mannum downstream to Goolwa on the 4th of March 1853. Soon after, at the launching of the barge Eureka, a flag at the forepeak attracted particular attention, the device being noble. A quote at the time read, "It bears a red cross with the 4 horizontal bars of blue, the cross being charged with 5 stars as emblems of the different Australian colonies, while the upper corner is token of British connection as depicted by the Union Jack. It is thought that the 4 bars of blue could represent the Murray system, perhaps the Darling, the Murrumbidgee and the Loxton. Other flags were flown as well in the early days of the Murray River trade, both on water and on shore. When the first cargoes of wool was taken aboard at Ponboon, the paddle steamer Lady Augusta raised an unusual emblem at the masthead. This is not a flag but a bale of wool with an Argyle sailor balancing on it. Another interesting flag associated with the Murray River trade was the Black Swan flag flown by some of Captain William Randall's steamers in the early 1850s. Thus the Black Swan emblem was used in a flag on the Murray River before it was adopted as the flag of the state of Western Australia. Although the Murray flag was flown on the barge Eureka in 1853, no connection other than the coincidence of the name has been traced between the River Murray flag and the flag of revolt that flew over the Eureka stockade in Ballarat the following year. It goes on here to say the history of this flag is shrouded, but it is certain that when the first paddle steamer Mary Ann made a maiden voyage to Goolwa in 1853, the Winsbury brothers, who were building the barge Eureka, hosted the Murray River flag in salute. The Union Jack, as I've told you before, is in the top corner to signify the connection with the British. The Southern Cross with 5 stars in the top right hand corner, and at the bottom the 3 blue stripes representing the Murray, Darling and Murrumbidgee rivers. Although other flags were flown in early days of Murray trade, and although no fragment of the original Murray flag flown remains, it still exists in river folklore to this day. However, that's what I've got here, but I've got a little surprise for the intrepid explorer. Seeing he's going to go all the way to Goolwa, this is the upper river flag. This is an upper river.
Yeah.
I'd now like to present you with a flag which is the lower river.
Oh.
Seeing you going all the way to the river.
That's very good, Jim. That's the one Kevin wants. That's the one Kevin wants. I mustn't fly this till we get to Renmark.
No, but we thought we'd present it here because you never know. Once you get going, we might never catch you.
You bloody have to, mate, now.
Yeah. You'll notice the flag.
Gee, you've wrapped it well, Jim.
That's right, all the way. And this is the lower Murray flag. The only difference, of course, as you can see, is that it's got a white.
Oh, the white up here?
Yeah. Still got the Union
Hang on,
Jack.
I'll put it the same way for the camera, eh? Look at that.
And the blue down the bottom. But this is the upper, and Trevor's got the lower.
Well, there you go. And you know, the Southern Cross there was adopted as a flag of revolt, and I'm pretty revolting, so
that's, right.
that's good to
Remember
fly that.
what I just said in that article?
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence that it's the Eureka stockade.
That's right, that's right. Well, I'll fly that from my masthead when I cross the state border in a couple of days' time. in the rain, driving down the Murray again, driving west, Macca, driving west, mate. We get a bit of rain, and my flags are getting a bit wet. She's still holding, Jim. You done a good repair there, mate. Yeah, we might have to actually put the side tarp on my side up in a minute. We can't have the rain coming in on the Intrepid Explorer, can we? I don't know whether you can see this, but this is typical of the bed of the Murray. She goes up and down in depth all the time. We're just coming up here around a bend to Loch 7, which is just up here. And we're heading for the bank because we're not steering. You have to go around them, they're called snags. Just coming up to Loch 7. I've received Jim on the radio and he's going to try and meet us at Loch 7. Oh, it's coming along here. Have a look at that, Jack. Isn't that bloody beautiful, mate? I've been going, oh, shallow water. I've been going, more shallow water. I've been going along here today and looking at this. Just a little bit, Jack, just for you. Just below, you're just above Loch 7. We go through Loch 7 in a minute. And we're going to camp just a bit below Loch 7. Jim called me up, he's in Victoria. Isn't that bloody beautiful? Just cruising along here, Jack. It even makes the sky look good, doesn't it, Jack, with the fluffy clouds in it? Bloody beautiful. Bloody magnificent. I'm having a ball out here. I don't know about you down there, but this is absolutely magnificent out here. Absolutely magnificent. Just having a little dinner. Have some of Barry Clark's smoked oysters in barbecue sauce. And Macca's rolls are getting a bit rancid, so Macca got some new rolls and we're having that for dinner. Just above Loch 7. Won't be long before we get into Loch 7. And the boys will want to camp, won't they?
Well, have a look at that. Here comes Lollipop. All the way down the River Murray and just approaching Loch 7. He's made pretty good time this morning. I don't know what he's been doing, but to get here at this time of the day, he's had a really good run. Loch 7 is way up the middle of the Goolwa. We had a bit of a slippery sliding trip to get in here, but we're here. We said we'd be at Loch 7 and we're at Loch 7.
These are what they call groin markers. What they do is they mark an old fence line that was put in the Murray to actually force the water into one channel to make that channel deeper. There's a couple here after Loch 7. We've been through Loch 7. Yeah, that's a shallow water alarm there. Like Master said, it's a bit shallow out of Loch 7, and I went out of Loch 7 and I went about a metre from a seagull, and the seagull was standing on the sand. So yeah, it was a neat channel, but it was quite narrow. There's a nice little ibis over there. Over there. See the ibis? Yeah, no worries. And we'll continue on. We got shallow water, and we'll see how we go.
Fucking hell, I'm about 3 feet high. Now I've got to get this back to you.
What are we doing tonight, Jim?
Well, we don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're going to bloody do.
Now, do you reckon we could get this back to you?
Oh, eventually. Come on, Boy Scout here. Come on, Macca.
Oh, Boy Scout. How's your catching ability?
You better put the camera down.
Right.
Yeah. I caught.
no doubt.
Oh, you got it wet.
You did.
We'll go down phone line. If it's too boggy, don't persist.
Yeah.
I'll camp somewhere, and you can switch the radio on. I might give you a call tonight, Macca. 7095, the one on top. Just switch it on.
All right. Yep. No worries, mate. 75095.
We've got some cliffs here. We just come around Devil's Elbow, which is down there, and when we come up this way, it's about a 200-degree turn, and it's where the Murray slaps up against these cliffs. Beautifully lit up in the afternoon sun. You got the black substrate, the red substrate, and the white. I've got to try and look where I'm going. Isn't that beautiful when we're starting to run out of water again? Yeah, see that? They ran out of green buoys, so they started painting the red buoys green, but they only painted the top half. Yes, there's a channel back there. It says difficult to navigate, minimum 1 metre, and it says please stick to channel. Well, there's the channel markers there. We're getting very, very sick of this shallow water alarm going off. It's been going off for the last half hour. And we're trying to get to Lindsay Cliffs tonight, and we're at Warracoo Station at the moment. And we lost the cliffs. The cliffs are gone. Oh, the shallow water alarm went for a second too. Beautiful spots to camp back there and amongst the willows. I think once we get to South Australia and the willows start, we're going to be blessed with camping spots all over the place. But along the reaches up here, there's a lot of the Murray River mud, and some of the sites are second rate, I reckon. We're just coming up to the state border. That's New South Wales up there. That's South Australia over there into the setting sun. And that's Victoria over there. Yes. Yes, lovely, lovely. That's New South Wales, that bit, and that's South Australia just up there. There's no signs or anything here of anything. There's a bit of crap in the water over there. What's that over in the water? Hang on. What's that? That's a bloody border bear. Let's see if we can get him on the boat. That's a bloody border bear, that is. Let's have a look at this. What's this? Bloody border bear. Oh, I don't know. Everywhere I go, we get things on the borders. I have to steer this boat out of here now. We get stuck in the mud. Oh dear, oh dear. He's been wrapped up in a plastic bag. Let's take him out the plastic bag, shall we? Is he alright? He's not injured, is he? Have a look at that. Bloody border bear. There you are, Alma. You got a little pet, mate. Little border bear from New South Wales, South Australia and Victorian border. Good evening, Ed. We're in South Australia tonight, mate, and you know exactly where we are then.
mate. Okay, you doing okay, are you?
No, everything's not okay, but we shall survive, won't we? We shall survive.
Are you floating?
Yes, we got floaties, mate. We're floating, digger. And Hayden, if you're listening, this is QSL night, mate. Copy, copy?
Copy, copy.
Oh, I got something to play to you too, Ed.
That sounds interesting.
This is VK5 KTP talking utter rubbish with VK5 EDM in Port Pirie. And we're at the South Australian, Victorian, New South Wales border this evening. You ready for this, Ed? We got a kookaburra in the car, Ed.
Yeah, I know who the car is.
How you been keeping, mate?
Very well, thank you. Where on earth did you get that?
You gave it to me for Christmas, or is that one from Emma?
It's the one from Emma. I wanted to give you the farting machine.
Yeah, well, that was in there too, but that was too rude to play over the air.
You've never stopped it before.
I know, but it better. This is VK5 KTP Portable 5 talking utter rubbish with VK5 EDM in Port Pirie. And Hayden, if you're listening, we got QSL night coming up tonight. We better get it in. This might be the last one.
Oh, it looks all right, doesn't it?
That might not have been the fault.
No.
Is there a fuse in the end there, Chip?
No.
No fuse. Got in a bit late tonight, Cover, so
We got in very late, didn't we?
Just having a bit of braised steak and onions on toast.
Good morning. Here in the pre-dawn light, we've got the border cliffs in the background. We're camped up here. I have to talk quietly because Mac is not up yet. The border store and the old customs house is just down there. And we're here early in the morning. Have a look at that. Isn't that bloody beautiful? The fish are jumping. Well, they're not actually jumping, they're sucking insects off the top of the water. And you can see the mists just rising off the top of the water now. And it's beautiful, beautiful sleep last night. Very, very cold this morning. Have a look at that, Jack. Isn't that bloody beautiful? Isn't that bloody beautiful? We've got the little swallows here shepherding the boat again this morning. We got the penguins sitting up on their bank there. Have a look at that. That's not bad, is it? Border cliffs still in the background there. We're just into South Australia at the moment. I've got a little cormorant flying up there. But isn't that bloody beautiful? Go on, Jack, say it, mate. Isn't that bloody beautiful, Jack? Peaceful. Got a couple of ducks flying through up there, Jack. Bloody beautiful here, mate. This is what it's all about. Just coming up to I think it'll be a liver rear wheeler, and we'll go past them and have a look. Beautiful spot here. Decided to stop and have a bit of dinner. Got my flags flying. Beautiful and peaceful here, Jack. Have a look at that, mate. Isn't that bloody beautiful? Got one of Macca's wholemeal rolls, and I'm having some mild Indian curry, John West tuna. Put that now like that. That's all it takes. Fix that up. And we try and eat it without spilling too much. Fairly cold last night. We've had a good run so far today. We should be, I've got Jim to look for a campsite outside of Renmark, the upstream side, or sorry, yeah, upstream side. So he's looking for a camp. We'll see what he finds, eh? But, oh dear. Hope my laundry's got clean strides tonight. Got a bit of temperatures on my strides. So we'll see how he does for a camp tonight, eh? Camp last night was good. The border store. Good little spot there. Nice and peaceful and quiet. Just like here. Where are we? I haven't got a bloody clue. I'll tell you where we are. Got a book here. It's been my Bible ever since Mildura. Unfortunately, we'll have to ditch this book after we get to Renmark. What's it called? Murray River Charts. Have to have one on this trip. What are those bloody cliffs called? Headings Cliffs. Well, there you go. We're heading for Headings Cliffs. Just up from Woolnook Bend. Woolnook Bend, eh? Hayden, I hope you were listening last night. We talked on the radio to Ed last night for the first time, and he was very impressed that I answered him finally. Yes, we're going to have a crack at that again tonight. But Hayden, if you're listening last night, that's QSL night last night, you're going to have to lift your game, I think. I think you've been listening, but why I haven't been talking? Or I have been talking, but we haven't been sort of making contact. But last night we made contact, and we gave Hayden a call on. Got a bit of strawberry jam on my jacket. We rang him up and made sure he was listening last night. So I hope you listened last night. We got a beautiful photo for you, Hayden. Oh, squisito. We got a benny photo for you last night, and that's going to go on your QSL card. And we'll tell you all about this later on, eh? And anyway, we better finish our John West. Has to be John West. Oh, bloody Nora. Might have to get a new bloody jacket too. Might have to put on my Bambuka jacket. My Uluru jacket's getting a bit grubby.
So we'll head on, and I hope we can get radio contact soon, which means he's close. The UHF usually got a fairly narrow range. I've noticed with Jim and Ian that once you get about 4 or 5 k's apart with all trees and hills and rivers and stuff in between, you start to get a bit fluttery. I know when they're close, when Jim starts yelling at Ian or something, and I can hear him. That's good, that's good. Got that little border bell for you, Alma. Found that on the, well, what I would consider to be the true South Australian border, the one with New South Wales. Found that floating in the water. Don't know how that came to be. Perhaps a houseboat was going past and some child threw a tantrum. Put their teddy bear in a plastic bag. I don't know how it breathed in the plastic bag, Alma. Perhaps it was holding its breath.
Just coming down into Renmark past Whirlpool Corner. Whirlpool Corner's just behind us. And it's magnificently located next to the cliffs there. That's Whirlpool Corner just around there. It takes a bit of a dive around there. Few houseboats along here. Beautiful driving the boat along here. How you going, Macca?
Hey, good, where you been?
I've been hiding.
I like to go faster than we are.
We went back there and spoke to Mr. Robinson, who owns the station.
Yeah.
And he said if he went through Lock 9, he said, Lock
6.
6, he said, he'll be past here, he said. He would have been past here. He said, we're only 41 kilometres river miles from Renmark. He said, he'll be in bloody near Renmark.
Renmark. Bye-bye. Here we got the paddle steamer industry. And a little boat there. And a few other houseboats and that down here. Renmark Caravan Park on the banks of the River Murray. We'll see if we can find a camp downstream from Lock 5. This is the bridge over the River Murray at Paringa, and Jim's just up there. I've had to undo all of my aerials and lower them down because there's not enough clearance under the bridge with my aerials up. So we'll see how we go now. See, there's only 3.8 metre clearance. You gonna lift the bridge up for me, Jim? You're gonna lift the bridge up for me? Here we go, under the Paringa Bridge. Thanks, mate, thanks! I thought you'd send some crown mints! Thanks, Macca!
work our way around here somehow. Got a bit of deep water now, 2.5 metres. Yeah, fairly hard to wind your way through here. Just shallow water alarm going off again. Winding our way down through here at the moment. Where are we? We're around about here at the moment. We've got to be on the other bank. We've got to swing over to the other bank. You have to think on your feet here. Beautiful sleep last night. Camping ground looked a bit unpromising earlier on, but the music and the generator all slowed down after about 8 o'clock at night, and it turned into a very quiet, very peaceful campground. We went over, see, we've gone over there now, followed the channel, and we got 10 metres of water now. Let's go around here. We're on our way to Loxton this morning. We're going to have a lay day at Loxton at this stage, and we might look into the Loxton caravan park. I don't mind the camera shaking, but my fingers are cold. Normally I've got my gloves on, but I can't operate the camera through the gloves. We have to definitely put a bit more revs on. Just coming around the outside of the bend here. You've got to stick around to the outside of the bend and stay away from the inside of the bend. Huey told me that. Hey, how going, Huey? How's the pussycat going? You going alright? I'm thinking of you, mate. I'm thinking of you. Whenever I see those Libba housemates, I think of Neil Uren. You probably realise by now that Neil Uren's nickname is Huey. Got a nice bit of, got a few, what are they called? Cranes or something over there, the white birds. Very nice in the morning. Had a few penguins at our site last night and saw a swan this morning swimming across the river, which was all good. We'll catch you further on down the line. There you are, Macca. We're still driving west, mate. We're still driving west. And we're just coming up to our first ferry on the River Murray at Loxton. We'll have to sharpen up on our ferry crossing procedure, won't we? We'll have to see what the go is. I think we'll wait for him to cross to the other side first, and then we'll go behind him, eh? Well, we got to cross the ferry all right. We got a wave from the ferryman, so he must have done everything all right. The river's nice and wide here. Changed its character a little bit. Banks are nice and low. They've got a few willows every now and again. We got the eucalypts up there. A few reeds in the bank. A lot of houseboats down here, a lot of houseboats. Not a lot of them moving about though. The people in houseboats don't like to move about so much. They sort of like to sit in one spot, have cups of coffee and have some scones. Scones are good, aren't they? Especially with jam and fresh cream. That was a hint for you, Robin. Alright. Scones, jam and fresh cream. We'll see how we go, eh? We'll see whether you watch this video or not. Beautiful driving along here in the morning. We still get the swallows escorting the old lollipop through. The sun's finally out, which is good. Good to have the sun come out, because everything down here, I haven't shut the door, have I? Look at that, isn't that a bloody mess? You know why, there's the swallows again. I suppose they won't do it on here. There they are. Oh, there's one. He's not going to do it on cue though, is he? Well, there they go. They're flying around. They're flying around. They don't know what. I don't know what they're doing there. I think they're picking up little things or something. Well, I don't know. See them out there? Well, you don't see them out there because they disappear as soon as they put the bloody camera out there, don't they? The whackers. There they go. I'll try and follow them. There they go. There he goes. Here they go. Here they are. See the little escorts I got? They're chirping and carrying on. They're having a ball. And we're having a ball too on the mighty River Murray. Which is good, Yeah, all the bedding down there with the condensation at night time, we get a lot of condensation on the Murray because it's cold. Bloody cold. And of course you get, your swag gets wet, the top of the inside of the cabin gets wet, everything gets wet, everything. If the carpet's wet, I'm wet. But like I said, we're having a ball. There you are, Jack. Isn't that bloody beautiful, mate? See the little, you got the little swallows again? See, they're still hanging around the boat. Bloody beautiful spot for him to sit, isn't it, Jack? Just coming down into Berry. We just passed a very good camping area at Martin's Bend. The Martin's Bend Ski Club, very good little camping ground up there. Looks as if lots of little campers in there. And we're coming up to Berry. Berry gets its name from the Aboriginals used to pick a particular type of berry on a particular bend in the river. But how the hell they can tell one bend from another has got me beat. But anyway, this is where they used to find the particular berry, and so they named the town Berry. There's some nice little white birds up there. 526 k's to Murraybound. And we've got a dirty great big bridge up there with a little van going over it now. There's Berry up there. As seen from Lollipop on the way down the River Murray. Bit of a pump house here just by the bridge, and we'll go under the bridge. Yeah, that's the that's only the third bridge I've went under on this trip. They become fairly important avenues to negotiate the lands around the Murray, because as Jim found out when he was going up near Loch 9, 7 and 8, he always had to cut back to the nearest bridge, which was either Abbotsford Bridge or the bridge at Renmark. So if you end up on the wrong side of the river, it's you know, it's almost a 200 kilometre drive to get back onto the other side of the river. So bridges are fairly important. It's dinner time again on the River Murray. Steak and onion stew with potatoes. I forgot to take some food this morning, replenish my larder, so had to break out the ration box in the boat. The emergency boat food. This stuff's not bad. Actually, this spot here is in the park, the national park down here. And you can camp. You can camp with your car just up here. Anyway, we're going to have that with our roll. We've got the last of our Ian McDonald rolls here. Had a good brother, very beautiful, very beautiful. very cold this morning. Yesterday I had a bit of trouble getting out of block 5. Took the wrong turn. And, went along. It got shallower. So metre, 900, 800, 700, 400, 300 mil. Fine. Anyway. So I looked left, looked right, tried with the pole, let going left and right, up and down. Oh, bloody hell. So I had to look at my map around here. And, oh well, perhaps it's a little bit deeper further on, you know. I saw us try the little motor. Put that down, clunk that at the bottom as well. And I tried with the pole. Couldn't move the boat, so I thought, oh well, I'll jump over the side and push the boat off. I jumped over the side, got to the bottom. I kept on going. Lucky I was still hanging on. Now I clambered back in the boat and got out and went back to the lockmaster. He said, oh no. You turn left, you don't turn right, you turn left. So I had a look at my GPS and you know the GPS was telling me I was on the wrong road, whacker. On the wrong stretch of the river all the time. I didn't even look at it. So we'll have our dinner here. They're going to Loxton tonight. And if it's a good spot, we might be staying there 2 nights.
But it's a nice spot here, sitting next to the willows. And eating a lunch. Good, eh? Just upstream from Lock 5, that's where we had dinner. Beautiful little spot in there. If you're wondering what's going on, I'm waiting for the lockmaster to open up the lock. The lockmasters usually have dinner between 11:30 and 1 o'clock. I arrived at 11:45, of course, so he's having lunch at the moment. He comes back at 1 o'clock. And so we've been tidying up the boat, and I've just switched on the telly, and what do we got? I think we got the American news, CNN or something. So we'll just watch that, and we'll wait till the lockmaster. He's up here to come back from lunch. There's lock 4 down there, and I have to go down there, beat me horn, and then he opens up the gate, puts the red light on, and I can go in. So that's what the go is, and that's why we're waiting here. Oh, in the meantime, I stuck me flag up for you, Jim. You'll see it flying when we get to Loxton, eh? Try and hang on to the ladder with my boat hook. I've got my fender sitting up there against the wall. Just try and best way I can stay in one spot. Go down the rungs of the ladder as the water drains out. It's good, eh? A lot of water going out of here. We try and stop ourselves getting sucked out with the drain holes. Actually, he's letting this one go fairly slowly. You might be getting a bit of a speed up now, though. Yeah, getting a bit going now. She's starting to drop fairly well. Almost don't need the boat hook anymore, do we? We can hang it up with our hands. Just dropping down. Okay, see we drop down. About 3.5 metres with every lock. That sound, I think, is the water leaking in through the door over there. That's where we came from. And they let the water out the other, the gate at the other end. I'll get get my boat hook back on the ladder, eh? Before we lose the ladder and get sucked out with the outflow. Not too bad if it's not windy, but you get chucked around. That's where we started up there. You get chucked around a bit when it's windy, and the water swirls around in here a little bit. Just have to take it nice and quiet and easy. Quite a large area in here, eh? Quite a large amount of water they have to top out. We should be getting just about the limit now. Yeah, there's about 3 metres there. And we'll be able to make our way out, eh? We started to open the doors at the other end. So that means we're clear to start the motor up. We better wait for him to give it all clear. We can push ourselves off the wall here. We'll wait for the doors to open. They should open any second here. Usually they're pretty good, pretty prompt though. Once the pool's drained, they like to get the doors open and everybody away straight away. Might let go of the ladder a little bit early this time, eh? There we go. He's started to open the doors, and as soon as they're wide enough, we'll take old Lollipop through. Below Lock 4 on the River Murray. We could go down there or up here, but what they've done to help us, they've actually put signs up every now and again saying Murray River this way. We're starting to run out of water again. We'll go over here. Not too close to the snags though, I hope. We've got our little escorts back again. Jack. Too much scenery is never enough, mate. Is that what you say? Get out of Loxton. Below Lock 4, it's a little bit shallow in places. We have to keep ourselves on our toes. Of the little bit of the snaggy section. I thought I was never going to get out of all that stuff. Anyway, have a look at that. There you are, Jack. Too much scenery is never enough, mate. Good on you. Good on you, Dylan. You're still watching, mate. We like to know you're out there, Dylan. Oh, we're going to go over this side now. Got to go on the outside of the bend. We'll go over here. Trouble is the outside of the bend is where the snags are. I'll just put the camera out for you, Jack. It'll be a bit noisy. Is it, Jack? Just going down into Loxton. The last bend before Loxton. Looks like Loxton's up on the cliff. We're just towing the boat from the Loxton boat ramp into the Loxton caravan park. We're having a lay day there, so we're giving the old dowdy a rest until we put her back in the water and continue on the next half of our journey. Oh, Alma just fell over. Never mind, Alma. You'll get better, mate. You'll get better. Oh, I wonder how the boat goes over speed humps. We'll find out.
We're going over a big log.